well, you can sort of see what I'm doing right now. Looking down, you'll see the power steering pressure switch right there. And currently I'm removing the lines out of the rack. There are two, and I do have a catch fan under there, so it's not leaking any more crap on the driveway. But once I have those two lines off, I'm going to have to go ahead and jack up the car. There are two bolts that hold on the steering rack to the subframe, and then there is a bolt holding on the tie rod to the steering knuckle that I'll need to remove somewhere under there, somewhere over there. And then, per the manual, I should be able to lift the rack out the driver's side with the wheel removed, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and continue removing the return line. I've only done the pressure line so far, and I'll report back in. Alright, well, I managed to get out the 3 bolts that hold on the boot. There's one hidden back there, 2 on the bottom here. Now I need to remove those 2 bolts, and then I should be able to slide the boot off and the intermediate shaft at least part of the way. Alright, well, here's the intermediate shaft that goes in between the steering wheel, I don't know what to call that, the yoke maybe. As you can see, this is pretty much a U-joint, like a differential in a vehicle that is a rear-wheel drive might have. And it has this coupler here that goes here, has 2 bolts, and goes around this odd-shaped shaft, which I guess keeps it from just sitting there spinning away independently of what the shaft is, this other part of the shaft's doing. So, I'm glad I finally got that out. Unfortunately, the next part is going to be the real hard part, because there are 2 massive bolts that are bolted to the subframe that go through the subframe and have 2 nuts on the underside I need to remove. Plus I need to pop off the tie rods. So I may jack up the car tonight, at least lube everything up, so it may make it easier for removing tomorrow morning. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to demonstrate why the wagon needs shocks. Alright, well, I just finished removing my old shock. This is the new KYB gas adjust shock that I'm going to be installing. Nuts and bolts. Here's the old one. It's pretty well used. It's definitely factory. Don't think a shock should be that easily movable. Oh well. It's done. I just need to install some new nuts and bolts in this thing, and then we can put it in its home.